what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Jason?
How are you? Hanging in there?
Oh, I'm hanging out
You
here at the driving range. Gonna slap a few around, and yeah.
You're not driving your car and doing this interview, are you?
I'm not driving. I'm sitting in my car doing this interview.
Okay, cool. Obviously, we're fortunate to have you involved in the HATH CBD brand that I'm a founder of, and I know you've had some experience with that. But maybe
Yep.
just talk for a few minutes. You know, given your professional golf background, your experience with some rehab, and I know you had integrated using some CBD into that rehab. Just talk a little bit about, you know, how you're using CBD products, how you used some of these products through rehab, what you felt they did for you, and a little bit about how you might be using certain products today, just as part of getting back on the tour and winning
Yeah.
winning some tournaments.
Yeah, getting back to winning tournaments is definitely something that I'm excited to do. But as far as my golf story background, I grew up, my dad being a teaching professional here in South Carolina. I got into the game really early, and then from about middle school on, I started playing competitively a lot. Played well enough to warrant getting a college scholarship, played at the University of South Carolina. After that, the natural progression was to turn professional. Struggled for probably 3-4 years just on mini tours, pay-to-play tournaments that a lot of people, when you hear there's a professional golfer, it sounds pretty glamorous, but I promise you the mini tours are not that glamorous. But from there, they have a tournament called Q School at the end of every year that gives you the opportunity to get on the web.com tour, or now the Corn Ferry Tour. I got through that on my fourth try and got on the Corn Ferry Tour and won a few times pretty quickly there, which was more success than I've had in the game of golf, period. Just got on a hot streak back in 2016. The 3-win promotion got me straight to the PGA Tour, where in my rookie year I won the only PGA Tour event in South Carolina, the RBC Heritage, which is definitely if I could pick any tournament to win on the schedule that's not a major like the Masters, US Open, British, or PGA Championship, it would have been that one. Got to win it in front of a lot of friends and family, and so that was extremely special. Then struggled through 2018, knew that something wasn't right in my shoulder. Went to your boy, Dr. Dines. He fixed it up, sewed the shoulder back together, and now going through the rehab process, still on the very back end of it, having to do a lot of stuff day to day, just external rotation and strengthen it up to get it back, even with the right one. But started incorporating the CBD products. I sent Dr. Dines a message. I said, hey, does this, what do you know about CBD? Do you think that it would help a guy like me get back to what I want to do quicker? And he said, absolutely. So he hooked me up with you. That was the first time ever using the product. I mean, I guess I was skeptical at first. I'd heard stuff about it, and I just wanted to ask a doctor. And when he kind of gave it the okay, offered up a little bit of the validity to the process, I went all in on it. Started using it daily, the patch, the half patch that is, and I had a few other companies had sent me some stuff, and I was trying out the droplets or the dropper thing, and didn't really like the oily taste in the mouth and all that stuff. But I had the most success, honestly, with the patch, with it releasing throughout the day. And just as far as pain was concerned, I don't know, flexibility is not the right word, but I just felt like my shoulder would loosen up a little bit quicker after probably a couple weeks. Like it wasn't one of those things, first day you take it, I was like, oh, it's night and day different. But looking back at it, whenever I'd go a week or so without using the product, the shoulder just felt like it would lock up. It was uncomfortable from the time I woke up. And when you start putting all those things together, you're like, man, I do think for me personally, I mean, I can't speak for everybody else that's maybe tried the product, but for me personally, I noticed a huge difference. And my main concern was, hey, am I going to fail a drug test through the PGA Tour by it? And I was still skeptical when you told me I wasn't, when everyone was like, no, you're good, as long as the stuff is pure. I just went into my family doctor and was like, hey, can I get a drug test? And he looked at me, he was like, is there any particular reason? I was like, well, I mean, I've been taking this product. I just want to make sure that there's no marijuana that's going to show up in my system whatsoever. And test came back good. And then from there, it was all that I needed to feel comfortable using the product for sure as a professional athlete.
Yeah, some good points you bring up, just quick to hit on. And again, exactly what this forum is really designed to help people clarify. Many of the same concerns kind of pop up year after year, which just gave me, the reason to believe that we're not explaining it the right way, or we're just not talking about it enough. We get the question all the time, am I going to fail a drug test? Because we push that particular brand into a lot of the professional sports arena, golf being a particular one where we're making a big splash. And I know thanks to your introduction to Peter Jacobson, he's become a huge fan. I mean, Peter happens to wear a patch every day, and for the same reasons, he just feels like it helps him get more rounds in. And the reason why it's doing that, the reason why you loosened up a little more is, these products help to mitigate inflammation. And so more inflammation, more tightness, more stiffness, more soreness.
I experienced all of that, Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure. And so, that's what these products are helping with. And, and the notion of, whether or not you'll fail a drug test really comes down to one particular item that's important to mention for people to realize. It's the THC content within these products, the cannabinoid that essentially gets you high. In the case of the HATH brand and the patch in particular, that's made with CBD in isolate form, so there's no trace of THC at all. In some of these products, there are trace amounts of THC, and the reality is they're still in compliance with federal standards, but a trace amount of THC could force you to fail a drug test. So,
yep.
And you don't get multiple strikes. So it is important for people to know when they're looking at the hemp-derived products, to really understand, are they made with zero THC or are they made with trace amounts of THC? Both scenarios are legal. But from a practical drug testing standpoint, it matters. So it's a good point to bring up, and I'm glad that the products in general have helped you get back to playing. And I've been watching some of the video. You should mention the Insta efforts that you and George have going, and people should check it out. It's
actually the YouTube channel that me and George started when we were both banging around on the mini tours, broke as all get out, and thought that maybe there was a stream of income that hadn't been tapped in the game of golf, and that's just creating fun golf content. And we took Trick Shot Avenue.
It's at Bryan Bros, right?
At Bryan Bros Golf.
At Bryan Bros Golf. Cool.
Yep.
Everybody should check it out. It's fun content. It's mostly Wes beating George up on the track.
It is. It's a lot of me beating up George, but if you keep your eyes peeled, George may or may not have a win coming in his near future.
Okay. I want to see his celebration dance when he puts.
The moment got ruined. It's one of those. You're gonna have to check it out. It's coming out in the next couple weeks.
Cool.
The moment got ruined. There's a teaser for you.
Awesome. All right, we'll be looking. But
for this, I felt comfortable. Like I said, once that drug test came back fine.
Yeah.
I've done nothing but recommend it and be like, hey, it may or may not help you, but I can promise you it won't hurt.
All right, man. I appreciate your time, and
absolutely.
Don't beat up George too bad on the track, because
I'm not. We're about to go film right now as we speak. We're going to do a little wedge tutorial.
Okay, cool. I'll check it out, and the audience will get the audience to check it out, and we'll be back in touch, and we'll do some more of these.
All right, see you, Jason.
Thanks, buddy.
See ya.